Well, we're too old for Rugrats. We're not of
We were
that.
too old for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were too old for a lot of the shows we watched. I don't
Were
feel
we?
like that's an excuse.
Were we?
Hey, I loved Mummies Alive. Come on.
You guys
Maybe
sing a
not.
lot of songs from that. What was that show?
What's that?
Piece of Cake to Bake a Pretty Cake or whatever it's called.
It's
Lazy Town.
Lazy Town.
Lazy Town. You guys quote a lot of stuff from Lazy Town. You're both too old to have watched Lazy Town.
My kid wasn't too
I don't
old.
think I've ever seen an episode of Lazy Town. When have I quoted Lazy Town?
I learned about that song from you.
Yeah, but I wasn't quoting Lazy Town. I was quoting
He was just
the
singing the songs
hardcore
from
rap
Lazy
version
Dragon.
of that.
I don't think so.
It's different.
I've never seen an episode of Lazy Town. Never.
You know what's weird? My knowledge of Lazy Town originally came from like the people passing around the like, oh, you are a pirate, and the make a lazy cake or whatever.
Yeah.
But I started seeing more of it when Finn was born, because he liked those songs. But we never actually watched the show. We would just watch like, let's listen to a bunch of Lazy Town songs on YouTube, and he would really get into the Lazy Town songs.
My kids never get into that show either.
Admittedly, some of those songs are actually pretty great. But I've never seen like a full episode. But yeah, Finn
No,
was
me neither.
super into the songs.
But boy, were my kids ever into the Backyardigans.
Oh yeah. Finn went through a big Backyardigan phase.
I saw a lot of Caillou. I don't think they were interested in it,
No
but it was just on because it's Canadian. And
never watched Caillou.
No.
Oh, that was a
None
terrible
of that
show.
here.
That kid was unlikable. And
Did you watch
The Night
Pocoyo?
Garden.
Oh, The Night Garden. Is that a Canadian
It's
thing?
kind of the same thing. I think it's made by the same people that did oh god, what was that show called? That really creepy show with the kid's face in the sun and
Oh, Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
Okay.
I think it's made by the same people who made
Oh, really?
Teletubbies.
No, okay.
And it's just bizarre. Like
Huh.
and not like there was never any like message or like normally you'd see it's for really young children, and normally you'd see like, there's some kind of message here, right? Like
right.
don't steal your parents' money or be nice to one another, stuff like that, like simple stuff like that. Not the first one, but simple things like be really nice to each other, and bullies are bad, and blah blah blah. This one is literally just a bunch of puppets speaking gobbledygook
No.
for nothing.
No.
Like there's no redeeming quality to it whatsoever. And my oldest, when she was like a baby, loved that show.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
Hmm.
So I watched
Finn?
hours of it because my kid didn't sleep.
Finn was super into Pocoyo, which was
Oh, I
really
loved
good.
Pocoyo.
Yeah,
Pocoyo
Pocoyo's
is
so good.
so cute.
Pocoyo is a charming as hell show.
Yes.
And he was super into Yo Gabba Gabba.
Same with
also-
Charlotte.
I always assumed that
Up
you were
here.
super into Yo Gabba Gabba, so he kind of had to come
No.
along for the ride.
No.
No?
Yo
Okay.
Gabba Gabba is very much geared towards
Oh, it's a
like
very good show.
preschoolers.
Little kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had never seen it before Finn showed up. But
Okay.
then it was like, oh man. should
Yeah,
we
it's
have
quite
another
good.
Kid just so we can keep watching Yo Gabba Gabba when Finn grows out of it.
Just like, no.
But then he graduated into the Aquabats Super Show.
Oh, well, there
which
you go.
I never saw that.
It's that's a great show.
But the
'Cause, yeah,
Backyardigans was a big hit.
It's the Aquabats did Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yes.
Oh,
Some
okay.
of them are the main
Yeah.
dude.
The lead singer
Mhm.
was the guy who created Yo Gabba Gabba. And yeah, Backyardigans was
It was all right.
it was
Pretty
okay.
standard fare. Had some good
Yeah.
songs.
There was
Yeah.
a
I can't believe we're
big-
spending all this time
I know, right?
discussing
There
preschool
was a
television
big-
shows, but
it was like a multi, I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 part episode where it was about like robots, like a robot uprising or something like that, and it was all like kind of disco ABBA type music.
Backyardigans?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the thing
Huh.
that I kind of liked about that show. It didn't happen a lot, but every now and then there'd be references in there that, like,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
That reference is totally for the adults that are being forced to watch this.
Exactly.
I
Very
like
much so.
when shows and movies do that. Have
Yeah.
the little like reference for the adults in the room.
Here I am at 2 a.m. because my kid won't sleep, so we're watching TV. And it's like, I appreciate you, backyardigans. Thank you.
That's right.
Uh,
Alrighty.
yeah.
So that's our show for this week.
Thanks for tuning in.
And with that,
We also played some Psychonauts too. Have fun with that. See you next week,
See ya.
folks.
Hello and welcome to episode 774 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
It is going all right. We are overlapping the hockey and baseball season.
Oh,
Yeah.
And let me tell you, 12-year-old boys, when they sweat a lot, boy, do they stink. Boy, do they stink. I've been trapped in a car
Oh, no.
with a 12-year-old who just played 2 back-to-back hockey games,
oh.
and it was rough.
They call that a hat trick.
Oh,
in hockey.
no, they don't.
Pretty sure.
Call it an assault on the senses.
Yikes.
Which of the senses?
All of them.
Taste?
Really.
Wow.
I mean, it's overflow. Like, it's when your sense of
Hmm.
smell just can't take it, so
Uh-huh.
everything else starts going off.
Okay. Oh,
So I
just
couldn't
see.
see. I couldn't hear.
wow.
Okay.
I was numb.
Huh.
I may have had a stroke. I don't know.
You're here
From
now.
The,
That's the important
But
part.
I'm here now. That's
from the
important
great
part.
state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hey, that's me.
How's it going?
You know what? It's going great. Let me crack open my beverage here to enjoy on the show.
Oh
today.
my God, he went and did it. Me
there
and
we
my
go.
RC.
Wait, that's like old school RC. This is like full sugar RC that you're looking at right now, right?
I got this on eBay. This is a
I
1978
can't believe.
bottle of RC Cola.
I don't believe that for a second.
No.
Not actually. No, it's it's one of those retro style labels here.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sure it's good.
How's the bouquet?
Nice bouquet there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is in a steel, aged in a steel barrel. So it's gonna.
Now, did you get a
Not an
single
oaky.
bottle of this, or did you get like a
No,
six
he got a whole
pack of
case.
bottles?
No.
or-
This is a
Single.
bottle. I found it at like a gas station or something.
Oh, or something. It was in the dumpster in the back.
Oh, there we. Oh, that's RC Cola's good, man. I'm sorry.
RC is good.
I'm
You
sorry.
are-
I'll take
you are
RC.
correct.
I'll take RC over Pepsi any day of the week.
Oh,
not-
absolutely.
I'm not saying that's wrong.
right.
I'll take RC over
Absolutely.
Pepsi as well.
Yeah. No, I do not remember if this was purchased at a gas station or at a like 7-Eleven or something.
When
Phil
did you
buys so
purchase it,
many
though?
things every day. He can't
When-
keep track of where he bought them.
In the last week, when did you purchase it, or was it in the last week?
It was definitely in the last week. It was a
Yeah.
couple days ago.
You just
I
don't remember
Didn't
where.
Was I at the gas station refueling my car? Or was
Yeah,
I
yeah.
at a 7-Eleven grabbing a quick snack?
At the bodega.
I don't know. I don't know.
I see.
My life is so full of just pleasures,
Something.
the likes of which men are not permitted to see. that
Okay.
I can't keep track of it. You
Uh,
also see I have a bag of Lucky Charm marshmallows.
Yes, I love that you have a bag of just the marshmallows.
Just
That is such a Phil thing to do.
called Lucky Charms, just magical marshmallows.
limited
that-
edition.
Not that
Yeah.
there's any health benefit whatsoever to any part of Lucky Charms.
Right.
Phil was kind of like, give me the bit that there's like literally zero chance of any health happening.
I'm looking
Now
at
this is a for adult collectors. This is not like for
know if-
children to
I don't know if collector is
ingest.
the right word.
Adult collectors.
like when you go
I'm not
to
saving these.
Target and you're going down the toy aisle and some of the
This-
toys say
this was
for
actually where
adult
I-
collectors.
Target is where I found these BT dubs, but it was in the food section. It was not like in the
Funko
movie
Pops?
section by the Funko Pops and the NECA figures. I'm looking
Mhm.
nutritional facts on the back here. It just says NA. So,
Yeah, I believe that.
would you like to hear the ingredients?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
of
Yeah.
Lucky Charms, just magical.
Does it start
marshmallows?
with sugar?
It absolutely starts with sugar.
Oh my god.
The second ingredient,
Sucrose.
More sugar?
glucose.
cornstarch. Ingredient 3, corn syrup.
Ooh.
Then
Off
we have
to a good start.
dextrose,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
gelatin,
Mm-hmm.
red 40,
Of
yellow
course.
5 and 6. So I
Ooh.
mean,
Well, you need both
So you
of
got
those for
you
two
got both of
yellows
them.
for the price of one.
yeah.
That's
Blue
well rounded.
1, which is
Mhm.
the best blue. That's why it's first.
Yeah.
And rounding it off, artificial flavor.
Oh,
So please
yeah.
enjoy. And you know what? I'm showing the sealed bag. Here's the open bag that
So you bought multiple
I
of
bought
these.
2.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
in there, if you're on the YouTube, there you can see
Ooh. Yeah.
it is literally what it says on the cover.
Those
Just
little-
Yeah.
marshmallows.
Now, how compared to the regular price of
Oh man,
a
the
box
smell.
of
I just
Lucky Charms cereal, how
Uh-huh.
much? How does it compare?
I believe I think these were on clearance because
Oh, really?
I'm guessing not many people are buying them for some reason.
Some reason.
I gotta seal this up. This
Phil got them as a marshmallow boost for his morning bowl of Lucky Charms. He fills half the bowl of Lucky Charms with whatever marshmallows come out, and then the other half of the bowl with more marshmallows.
Well, now I can turn any cereal.
And then fills it with RC
Oh.
Cola.
Any cereal or other dish, other meal.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
believe
you having a
Balanced
steak,
breakfast.
just
Yeah.
sprinkle on some
Oh,
Lucky
gross.
Charms.
Oh, we're having salmon tonight. Here, a little
Salmon.
accoutrement.
But you got to get your hand up really high.
Oh, like
you
the
know.
like a
Yeah.
the salt guy.
Yeah.
That salt fellow who was a meme. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, I don't know how, because I had some. Obviously, I opened the bag and
But
I
you don't
had
remember anything after?
Well, you know
I
what,
woke
though?
up 2 days later.
That's when you found the RC Cola in your fridge and you're like, when did I buy this?
I think I time traveled. I think this. Let me tell you. So I didn't eat a bunch of it. I
Just
had
to
like
get up to
maybe
88 calories per second.
maybe if you clumped it all together, maybe a handful.
Uh-huh.
You know, just grabbing a couple and just snip. Oh, these are pretty tasty. Following day, had a bit of the Incredible Hulk. Problem.
Oh, there it is.
Bit of the Incredible Hulk problem. If anyone remembers that story,
The bowel movement of color.
Why do we always go back to poop on this show?
I mean, it's easy. Pooping's easy.
Well, not the older you get.
Let me tell you though,
Or maybe
if you
too
eat-
easy.
That's the thing. If you eat a bunch of these Lucky Charm marshmallows, it becomes very easy. And it was
So
very,
there is a health benefit then.
it was very easy for like an hour,
Oh.
and
A
It was
full
not-
hour? Oh
Then my legs
God.
fell asleep.
no, just spread out. It's one of those things where it's like, well, that has to be it. I'm gonna go watch some TV. Oh wait, no,
That has to be it.
wait,
There's
Where's
more.
I don't-
Gross.
I haven't eaten anything since last time.
They call that
I'm-
Lucky's Revenge. That's what they call that.
But yeah, it was. So I don't know how much more of that I will be eating.
Sounds like a full
Probably
rainbow
none.
adventure.
Yeah,
There.
magically.
Delicious? Question mark?
Theseus? I don't know.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna wash this down. I'm gonna wash that story down with a delicious swig of RC Cola.
That's not going to turn your to any other color than
Nope.
good old American brown.
Oh, beautiful.
I hate this show. I don't know who listens to this show.
Beautiful.
CJ's getting into that gasping so hard he can't even breathe laugh.
I don't know what you're talking about. Never.
Or amber waves of grain.
Well, hey, first week of school.
Yep.
Well,
I'm back.
half week under our belts.
Well, maybe for you guys.
It was.
Have you guys been back for a
It
while?
went well. It went well here.
Is Canada not back yet? What's the story?
My kids, 2 of my kids are back on Tuesday, and then the oldest
okay.
goes back on Wednesday.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Doing well though so far with the masks and everything.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. From what Finn reported, well, because these kids have not been in classrooms regularly for a year
Or more. Yeah. A year and a
or
half.
more.
Yeah.
There was at least our school at the tail end of the previous school year. They were occasionally back for a couple hours for a couple
Yeah.
weeks at the end of the
Here it
school year.
was 2 days in the week.
Okay, yeah,
Charlotte's
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Oh wow, my kids had a lengthy Christmas break. Like I think
Oh,
it
yeah?
was 2 weeks longer than it was meant to be, but that
Oh,
was it.
geez.
Otherwise, we had a full year.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did just not have school years last year, like
Yeah.
as we would expect them. And what seemingly had happened is that because kids have been so used to, especially the younger kids here, who need that kind of routine to stay
Yeah.
focused and on task and everything, they forgot how to be in school. So Finn was telling me like this past week, and he was only there for like 3 days. But yeah, he was like, yeah, a lot of the kids in the class, they're being really noisy and running around and like talking back to the teacher because they've
Wow.
lost that cohesion that they've had.
Yeah. Charlotte told me that she got reprimanded by the teacher for not raising her hand to ask a question.
Oh.
And it's like, because she forgot that she has to raise
Right.
her
Well, that's
hand
just
to ask
it.
a question.
That's just it.
Yeah.
But now the kids are just panicked the whole time, wondering if they're on mute. 'Cause that's what life has become now.
That's right.
Sorry.
Where's the button on my desk to raise my hand? Oh, wait, I have to physically do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a baby's class.
That's right.
But it's they're back. They're doing it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Happy to have quiet.
Boy, I'm glad I'm not a
I know.
teacher right now.
I can't wait.
I know.
Oh my
I know.
God.
That is real. Like the last year and a half has really made me appreciate teachers so much.
You didn't
I know,
appreciate
right?
them before
I mean, I
that?
appreciated them before, sure, whatever, but
I mean, I know that Phil is kind of the
Way
benchmark,
more.
and I could see how that could skew your view of it. But
I just remember the amount of work I had to do when there was not a pandemic, and
Yeah.
then having to deal with all that teaching from home stuff, and then welcoming the kids back and getting them reaccustomed to.
and of course, the
classroom
worst part,
procedure.
their parents.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
They were bad enough before the pandemic, I'm
By
sure.
far. If we could somehow generate children without parents, it would be so much easier to teach them.
I think I've seen a movie on Netflix that deals with that.
Was it?
I don't
What was
know.
it?
There
What
probably
was
is a movie on Netflix
What
that
was
deals
it?
with that.
Which one?
What?
What
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get into some video game news, shall we?
Mhm.
Last week, there were a couple things here. First of all, Toshihiro Nagoshi, creator of Super Monkey Ball
Oof.
and Yakuza.
Oof.
The
As a
rumor
resident-
is
Such similar franchises.
I know. And of course, F-Zero, GX, and AX.
GX.
Oh yeah, that's right.
More importantly, is apparently getting poached by NetEase, the Chinese game developer NetEase.
You sure it's not NetEase?
NetEase? Yeah, I'm
NetEase?
pretty sure. So there's that. Sega, this what I think is interesting is we really don't often see stories about Japanese developers getting poached because it doesn't happen a lot. And then
Right.
now we're hearing this that Nagoshi is going to go to NetEase, which is interesting. China, of course, like really like beefing up their game dev operations, whereas in Japan, like a lot of console gaming stuff is sort of a secondary thing to mobile. So
has he not gone yet?
I don't think it hasn't been confirmed that he has signed anything yet.
Okay, they might still be working out negotiations.
God.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
You see,
Why do I show up for this every Sunday night?
I don't know.
Is what our listeners
fine
are asking
dining,
themselves right now.
starting
obviously.
to wonder myself.
Oh, my.
But yeah, so if Nagoshi leaves Sega, well, what do you think? What do you what do you think about
I don't
Sega
know.
possibly losing their biggest celebrity game developer at this point?
I do like me some Yakuza games. So
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty great series, and they kind of haven't they just sort of like split that into sort of two series at this point? Like,
A
well, I mean,
Lost
isn't
Judgment
you got
and
Judgment
Yakuza.
supposed to be kind of like one side of it, and Like a Dragon?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean that'd be a pretty big loss, I would think.
I would think
Yeah.
so too. It's their biggest console game franchise
Yeah.
at this point, right? Maybe they can bring back Yuji Naka and he can bring some of that Balan
Yeah, I don't feel
Wonderworld
like
magic.
that's. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's a franchise.
Just mean. There's no reason for that.
I'm sorry.
Goodness.
Mm,
Yeah.
no.
Well, he might be joining NetEase, so there you go.
Well, yeah. Good.
Yeah. All right. So there's a rumor that Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
is going to add Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles to Nintendo Switch Online very soon. This has been corroborated by a couple of sources that this is coming to Switch. So
they're going to launch it during the next round of Super Nintendo and NES game releases. So anytime between now and January.
maybe. One thing I do know is they didn't make Urban Champion for Game Boy, so I think we're except on eCard.
You know what? They failed completely because there's no Urban Champion anywhere to be seen on Nintendo Switch Online, isn't there?
I know. Wasn't there a bet?
There was a
A bet
bet,
that
and
I won?
well, you know what?
on?
Screw you.
That's not on NSO?
No.
No.
Really?
I guess after the 100th release, they decided to retire it.
Yeah, maybe they are holding off for the GBA.
Well, they're holding off because they're going to do a
version.
remaster, so they don't want it to be free.
Remaster.
Well, they did do the 3D version.
You know, they did do the 3D
Right,
version, and I
yeah.
don't know why the Urban Champion isn't part of the Smash Brothers roster yet. But
Oh, they still
Oh,
have like
wow.
one more fighter to announce. So don't.
well, there you
skip
go. You heard it
anything
here
out yet.
first.
The Urban Champion.
Larrabee Locke.
Yeah, I'm excited about this because there are a lot of Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that I would like to play
Oh,
again, including
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 94.
Yep.
Mhm.
I want to,
Game-
even though I have it on, I'm pretty
game's
sure I have it
actually-
on 3DS.
It's actually just called Donkey Kong.
It's called Donkey Kong,
It's
yeah.
just called Donkey Kong.
But yeah, looking forward to
Yeah,
this.
I mean,
They add
I'm looking forward to the idea of it for sure.
I
But
liked how
I refuse to get excited about this stuff anymore. And we had an argument about this
We
on
did.
Slack. So
we did because I like how when this rumor came out, people were like, "What? No GBA? What is this?" Like already getting pissed off about it before it's actually real. And let's just let it happen and see if it's bad. I mean, it'll be exactly like
It's
the
gonna be bad.
NES and
Yeah.
Super NES NSO libraries where they've added to it over time. But I look at those, I load those up, and they've got a lot of really good games in there
they do.
that I don't play regularly, but I dip into those every so often and we'll check something out. I think that's that's perfect. I don't pay any extra. I don't have to buy these separately. I just get them as part of my free NSO subscription. Well, not free.
Well,
they're
it's not free.
as part of
yeah,
the NSO.
there you go.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're sticking the
And then-
Nintendo apology into high gear there, and you kind of skipped the gear.
Everything's free.
Nintendo
so great. Switch for free. They're
I
such
just
good-
can't.
Nobody
I
else
just
would give
can't-
us games for free that we pay for.
I just can't get mad at it before it's actually happened. Like I don't see the point getting upset because it's Nintendo. You know
You
there's
know
gonna be
that
some
they're just going to do whatever the hell they
disappointing
want,
aspect.
and you're going to take it.
Exactly. You know there's going to be some disappointing aspect to it. It's not going to be if Microsoft ran this thing and they just make everything available for free via smart delivery. Yeah. It's Nintendo. So there'll be some spoonful of it'll be like Birdie Bot's every flavor beans where there's like an earwax and vomit one in there.
You know, when they
You'll get your Claymates and your Plock in there and
Plock.
I had a bit of the pluck after eating all those marshmallows.
When they do it right, I mean, I will say that as far as the Nintendo Online stuff goes, I do like that it's not just sort of the AAA, like for Super Nintendo or something, like here's the game everybody remembers.
Yeah.
Here are all the games that everyone remembers that you've played a million times over and over. I do like that they don't just stick to that. And I do like that you get maybe not necessarily great games otherwise, but deeper cuts like, was a Brawl Brothers or something like that, or some stuff that you wouldn't normally see. That is great.
Where's Space Megaforce? Where's
Space Megaforce would be a great release.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful. But yeah, like as I was saying in the Slack conversation we were having, is that it just irritates me that there's no. I think I'd even be happy if there was a monthly schedule. And I'm not saying that I need to know what the games are ahead of time. I'm just saying give me a set schedule that I can expect something like with
they used to
PlayStation. Well, I know they used to.
No, it's
That's
quarterly.
Kind of my
it's
point,
quarterly.
CJ.
There's still a schedule. It's quarterly.
Okay,
now.
well, it's a shitty schedule. How about that? So let's, like with PlayStation Plus. I know there's a couple new games every month.
Yeah.
On there, so you can count on that, and it would be nice. And I get that Nintendo Online is not free, but it's not expensive.
No,
I get that, but it just it sucks to wait forever and ever, and it feels like 2+ months every time, and then if it's released and it's Jelly Boy and Claymates, it's like really
Kablooey.
Yeah. Throw in something better, please. Anyway, that's just my thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It just, I refuse to get super excited about it. I am happy that Game Boy and Game Boy Color might be coming because there are some great games on that console.
Yeah, and that they'll start with the best ones, and then it'll end in a trickle that's like the worst.
Yeah,
and but not like for me, high profile.
For me, I just don't know what they're reserving it for. How many years has the Switch been out already? How many more years does it have to go?
Exactly. How many years do they have to stretch it out for the rest of the
way fewer than they are stretching it out for, is what I'm getting at.
No.
At the rate they're going and the size of those libraries, yeah. They could go 10 years and still be releasing stuff that hasn't been released yet. But the system's not going to last that long.
Not first party wise.
Listen.
Oh boy.
They're not just releasing first party stuff anyway.
I just want Mole Mania and my Donkey Kong and my Super Mario Land 2.
Oh, you got a problem with Super Mario Land 1?
No, I love Super Mario Land 1 also.
And some Solar Striker.
Darn right.
Solar Striker is
okay.
Some alleyway.
Slow game.
Some baseball.
Yeah.
Solar Striker, when you play it now, you have to remember, this was back when we were all playing it on the pea green reflective screen with the really bad update speed.
Yeah. Works great on that because the slow.
It's easy to see.
The blur, exactly. Yeah. Now, does Nintendo have the rights to release Game Boy Tetris at this point?
They did for the 3DS, I thought.
I know that, but
that was big
years ago.
Yeah.
Thing, wasn't it? Didn't they have to stop selling that pretty soon after?
I don't know.
Did they
something about 3DS
Tetris DS.
Tetris DS.
DS they had to stop selling, yes. But the Virtual Console 3DS, I think it's still on sale.
I don't know about that.
Let me take a look.
Are you looking?
I'm looking.
I feel like it's something that they would probably have to pay the Tetris company to do.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna require an extra $29.99. It's gonna be like those Disney Plus movies where you got to pay an extra $30 to watch on top.
It doesn't look like it's on the 3DS eShop anymore.
There it is. See, I thought
they have to pay a
but they have Tetris
I
99.
don't say this often, but I thought Greg was right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I'm excited about this. Hopefully it happens soon. And maybe before the next update of NES and SNES games.
I'm more excited about the Game Boy Color side of it just because there's so many really good Game Boy Color games. I mean, there are some great Game
Metal
Boy
Gear
games as
Solid.
well, but
But
yeah.
Konami's not going to be part of this.
No, I know. But even like the Mario Sports stuff that was on there, like Mario Golf on Game Boy
Golf and
Color.
tennis.
Oh,
that
so
would be
good.
excellent. That
Both
would be
great.
excellent. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And staying with Nintendo stuff for a second here, they announced Big Brain Academy is going to come out for the Nintendo Switch in a new game on December 3rd. Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you guys both love the Big
what's your
Brain
follow-up to this?
Academy franchise and how happy you are that it's been resurrected by Nintendo after all these years, from DS to Wii and now Switch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cricket noise.
There you go.
All right. Let's talk about PlayStation stuff. First of all, there's a PlayStation presentation this upcoming week.
Well,
Not called a State of Play. It is a presentation. PlayStation. PlayStation Presents. Is that what it is? Something like that. Not a State of Play. So State of Play, has mostly been focused on either third-party stuff in those presentations, or they do like a separate one on Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West. And so this one, first-party stuff, 40 minutes. What do you want to see from Sony?
Gran Turismo 7. Oh my God. Now I hear lately that they've finally confirmed that that's a PS4 and PS5 game. So that's great. So now give us a date, and please let it be this year.
I'm sorry, it's called
time.
the PlayStation Showcase 2021.
Oh,
okay.
But anyway, it's time. It's time for Gran Turismo 7 to come out.
It's going to be a while.
I know it's going to be a while.
But Kazunori is getting poached by Tencent.
Can you imagine?
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, maybe they'll show some of it. They didn't show gameplay last time, right? They showed just like pre-rendered or
right. It's been almost 4 years since.
Or did they show? They showed like replay footage or something, right?
Yeah, I think they were showing what was. I don't know if it was a target render or not. I don't think it was.
Or was that the one where they went through the menus?
No, because if you're going through the menus in Gran Turismo 7, it's actually going to turn people away from the game. So,
okay,
those games have notoriously terrible menus.
Do you think we'll see a Sly Cooper?
Oh, that'd be so nice.
I'd be up for it.
I would love to see, or that,
Isn't there
or
a new
Astrobot.
God of War in the offing.
Yeah, new God of War. We might see more of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like a Sly Cooper.
Last of Us remake.
I'd be up for that.
I mean, I wouldn't play it, but I'd be, yeah.
You wouldn't play it? Why wouldn't you play it?
I'm not. Why would I? It hasn't been that long since that game came out.
Yeah. You don't have time to play the games that are in your backlog already. Why
I would not play a Last of Us remake.
Besides which,
no.
I loved The Last of Us. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I'm dying to replay.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Like if I want to re-experience that, I'd watch the story scenes again.
Yeah.
Well, there's that HBO series that is coming up.
Yeah.
You
I'd
just watch
play the DLC.
Yeah.
The short little.
I'd sooner play an Uncharted remake.
Really?
Huh. Yeah. Well, it's just because it's been a lot longer since that came out. I don't have a lot of strong memories about the first. I mean, Uncharted 2 was much better anyway, but I don't have a lot of strong memories about the first one. So it's been long enough that replaying that would feel fresh.
Okay.
I'd play a Jumping Flash remake.
Just what do you think the chances of that?
I'm just throwing it
0.
out there. I'd play a Jumping Flash remake.
We're not going to see any Jumping Flash, no Parappa, no
fun stuff.
Yeah, nothing fun.
Roco.
Yeah.
None of that.
Oh boy.
Loco Roco with a dual sense.
Man, I love Loco Roco. For sure.
There was one of those games that they planned a remaster of the sequel. It was either that or I'm forgetting the other.
Patapon?
Patapon, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Those
Patapon or
games are fun,
Loco
too.
there was one where they announced the sequel was going to get a remaster, and then they never actually put it out.
Oh, really? It's too
I don't
bad.
remember which one it was, though. But anyway.
Mhm.
And then, so we got the PlayStation Showcase this week, but last week they announced some pre-order stuff for Horizon Forbidden West.
And the internet went nuts.
And the internet went nuts about the pricing. Well, not only the pricing, but it was that a lot of the editions, a lot of like the special edition stuff didn't have an upgrade path from PS4 to PS5.
Mm.
There were only some bundles that allowed you to do both. And after that, we sort of learned, well, like last September, Sony had a blog post on the PlayStation blog that specifically talked about these cross-gen games, and that the upgrade for Horizon Forbidden West would be a free upgrade.
Hmm.
So they like went and basically undid that for this announcement. They have gone back though and fixed it. They've corrected it. There's an update to the blog post that originally announced this with a message from Jim Ryan that, okay, we are getting the upgrade for Horizon Forbidden West for free this time. But
this time,
coming up, Gran Turismo 7
Uh-oh.
and God of War, there will be no free upgrade. You'll have to pay $10.
There will be no encore.
good night, Springden.
So,
well,
I mean, if it's $10 cheaper on the PS4, then sure. I don't see a problem with that personally.
yeah.
You know, if it's going to be cheaper on the PS4 and then you want to play it on the PS5 and you want the upgrade, then
Well, yeah,
I
they
don't
wanna
see
push- they wanna push
charging
these game
$10 being a
prices up.
problem.
They want to push
Yeah.
these game prices up to 70.
Yeah, in general, I don't like the idea of the game prices being higher because I'm already paying over $100 a game now up here.
Mhm.
But I mean, you know, if you're going to charge less for one of them, then there should be a difference in the feature, shouldn't there? Like,
I don't know.
my
Should
feeling.
there?
it's
well, I
so
mean,
weird.
what would the $10 be for otherwise?
Well, just
This-
the fact that you're playing it on new hardware.
Yeah.
That it's taking advantage of the new hardware you're playing
Yeah,
on?
it's not a feature
So then-
thing.
But that is a feature.
Well, okay, fine. I guess that is. It takes
TJ's thinking
advantage
like
of
an extra mode or something, or new
Yeah, exactly.
characters or whatever.
Yeah, DLC content.
It's such a weird thing. This, and is this just me? But this new console generation, your PS5 and your Xbox Series X, just feels like just kind of someone dropping a wet sponge on the floor. Just kind of, here it is. Just because
It's kind of, to me, it's got the same kind of feel ultimately as the transition from like into the previous generation, where you remember how, especially on Sony's side, where it seemed like nobody had any confidence in the console market anymore.
Yeah.
So all we were getting was a bunch of remakes of stuff that had come out 6 months earlier.
right.
Mhm.
It feels like the same situation where it's like they're just not willing to let go of the previous console
But that's
generation.
just
But they
it.
also want to make the money that a new generation will
Right.
give them. So they
But-
want
Yeah.
it both
But it's
ways.
like, everyone's still kind of making PS4 games, and
Meanwhile, you have Microsoft with Smart Delivery just giving out the free upgrades.
Right.
but it's and you know, like even like the Xbox, you go to the store and
Mhm.
you're looking at the games on the shelf, and like Microsoft didn't even bother with new packaging. They just tossed a little Xbox Series X up in the corner.
Yeah.
You know, just
Well, that's if you're buying physical stuff. Yeah.
I think
I
it's
don't-
sort
I
of
don't do
the
that anymore.
that's my.
I don't
my
do that
point is
anymore.
that's
it's
kind of the point he was making, though.
That's yeah, no, you're right. It is. That's what happens when you buy the. It's like they didn't even bother changing the package design.
It's
just
almost like they were so into the iterative console thing that the new generation is really just an iteration of those consoles again. even though it's
Well,
not.
sure,
It's being treated like it is.
It's being treated like a technology product where it's like going from the iPhone to the iPhone 3G to the 3GS to the 4
Yeah.
to the 4S. Like this is sort of where
I feel
That's
like I
only
said
on
that was going
board
to
with
happen
that
years
now.
ago.
Right?
What?
What'd you say, Greg?
I said I feel like I said that was going to happen years ago when they started iterating all these consoles.
See, Greg knows.
Your best friend Mike says he points out that also one of the reasons being that you still can't buy a PlayStation 5 easily.
No.
Why did I do that? Okay.
I don't
Here we
know.
go.
Yeah.
Because you like Jeff Grubb more than Mike.
Yeah.
No, wait, what?
Jeff up.
Fight.
Yeah. There it is.
And Jeff Grubb says, I mean, both are just selling you a branded PC upgrade, and they're not exactly sure how to handle that.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree,
kind of the
exactly.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
This is exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's a weird generation shift. You know, it
It
just
is.
kind of feels like it's. I mean, it happened. I played that Ratchet and Clank game, but
That was pretty good.
well, it was very
It
good.
was very good.
It was extremely good. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I mean, to be fair, ever since I got the two new consoles, I play just as many previous generation games on both of them as I do. In fact, probably more
Yeah.
previous generation games on both of them than I do new games. I mean, on my Series X right now, I am playing Psychonauts 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is, a Series X game, or the version I'm playing is a Series X version. But then I'm also playing Yakuza Kiwami, which is an Xbox One game.
Sure.
Yeah. So
consoles are PCs now. It doesn't.
Yeah, they kind of are.
It doesn't matter.
Thanks, Microsoft.
It's got to be even weirder if you're somebody who is in the PlayStation ecosystem and you haven't upgraded yet to suddenly see, okay, like the games that I'm looking forward to, I am definitely going to have to pay a $10 upgrade fee if I buy, the $500 console.
But see, again, I feel like
it doesn't seem enticing. Is that wrong that it doesn't seem enticing
but I feel like
anymore?
I feel like that's at least they're still supporting the old console. And hey, I'm also paying a little less if I'm sticking with it, or if I'm forced to stick with it because I can't buy the new one anyway.
Can't find one, right?
And I mean, it's not like it's that odd, because supporting previous generation consoles for a while is not a new thing.
No.
Right. And I mean, even back in the 90s, at least, you'd get, the Super Nintendo and NES version of something. You get the Genesis and Master System version. They were usually wildly different games. But, I mean, it's not that unheard of.
But this is like the longest blurring of that line that we've had.
Yeah.
It really feels like
amongst console generations. Like Sega wasn't making they were making a Master System version of Sonic and a Genesis.
They absolutely were.
But Nintendo didn't make
CJ.
an NES version of Super Mario World.
Right.
Or
no, that's true.
It wasn't like true. That. Sega did it more out of the European market loved the Master System, so we gotta keep doing it. Which I guess is parallel to this in a lot of ways. All right. But hey, they fixed it now. Jim Ryan made it all better.
Thanks, Jim Ryan.
Don't cry, Sony ponies.
This
time.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into what you've been playing? I think we should.
Okay.
Greg.
Hi.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been playing, sir?
You know what? This week kicked off the new Player One Podcast Racing League season in Gran Turismo Sport. Boy, we all wish we were playing Gran Turismo 7. Especially now that those of us who don't have a PS5 can still play it for $10 cheaper. But anyway, so we had our first race this past week. It was great. We had like a field of 12 cars, which is awesome. Mostly people from last year, but we actually had one new driver, Mac, joined us as well, and we had a 42-lap endurance race, and it was awesome. It was a really good time.
How long does that take? 42 laps?
About 40 minutes. We were racing at a track called Tsukuba, which is about a 53-second lap.
Okay.
So, if you're good. But
I am not.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a little longer for Phil, but
and starts driving in the opposite direction. trying to
Yeah,
mess
we don't
everyone
like
else
guys
up.
like
Hey,
that.
can I join your racing league, Greg? I really, really want to.
Yes.
You'd have to talk
Yes.
to the guy who's running it. It's not me. But yeah, anyway, it was a great first event. So really excited that we started that new season because it's always a good time now. This is our third season on Gran Turismo Sport. We got a great group of drivers that I really enjoy running with, and I liked winning this past week, so that was nice too. Otherwise, really the only other thing that I started playing last week was Psychonauts 2
Oh, yes.
for a couple of hours, and I know you guys have both been playing more of it.
Yeah.
CJ's probably a fair bit farther than I am. I have not had much chance to play this week.
I've gotten past the Psy King area. Have you done any of the Psy King stuff?
No.
Definitely further than
No?
me.
Okay.
I am light spoilery bits here, I guess. I'm at that part where you what's his name? The kid he's split up into 3 versions of himself.
Ford.
Yes, I gotta get Ford's mind back together.
Yes.
Right now.
So you're pretty close to the Psy King stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still in like I finished the open because I've only played it for like about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes so far. So I finished the disturbing tooth section.
Yes. Yes.
And just sort of in Psychonauts HQ, trying to join that. What is he, an intern? Join a class anyway.
Yes.
And had all my clothes stolen. So I'm kind of in the middle of that quest.
Okay. You met the other kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. They they become more important characters.
A little.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the opening section.
Mm-hmm.
There was some cool stuff in there, especially messing around with like that hallway that you're running down that keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And
love that.
And yeah, lots of gross bits in there too.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, once I got into the Psychonauts headquarters section, boy, did that start to drag. I hope that section doesn't take much longer. I was just by the end of the night, I was streaming it, and by the end of the night, I was like, "This is okay," but I'm not really.
It's sort of introducing you to the hub world, and then you'll go on other stuff.
What that is
it's a hub.
Hub.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now in the game?
Nothing. I'm not playing it right now.
That's a really good point. If you were to start your game and continue your save game where you left off, at what point would you be? What would the task you had to do at that point be?
I don't really remember at this point.
Find a brain for Nick.
Well, that's part
I don't
of,
think
that's
I've even
part
done
of
that.
that's part of the quest I'm on right now.
Okay, yeah, part of the
okay, yeah, I haven't even done that. Like I said, I think I just went and got my clothes back,
and that was it. Okay,
so yeah,
so like pretty shortly after that, you'll get sent on another little sub quest, and there's a level. Oh, so
okay,
again, minor spoilery stuff. You haven't done any of the casino stuff yet?
No.
Okay, yeah. So that I think you're on the road to the casino stuff at this point.
Yeah, like I think that's just for me. Is that I just felt like it was taking, and I get that I'm getting into an introductory area.
Yeah,
but the game is very, and I expected this with a Double Fine game, but man, they were just. It's like, okay, let's move these conversations along. Like, I just kind of want to keep going at this point.
I feel like it's a little faster paced than the first one
in
terms of like getting things going.
But I really just want to get into another mission because I really enjoyed the opening mission. Like that was really well done.
Yes,
and I want more of that. And it's just like I was spending way too much time in the hub world.
There's a lot of lore that they got to get you kind of entrenched in. I mean, this game is story heavy.
Yeah. Which again, I expect with a Double Fine game anyway.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
But I was just like, by the end of the night, I was like, boy, I'm just ready to point me to the next mission, please.
Right.
Like I just kind of want to go there.
You're almost there.
So
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun.
It is.
Are you enjoying it? You are. You're enjoying it. Just
really enjoyed the first mission.
Yeah.
And when you get to the Psy King stuff, that's been my favorite stuff in the game so far, and it's been good up to that point too. But just from the standpoint of level design and graphics that they're pushing and just the cinematics as well, just how well all of that kind of comes together.
Mhm.
Very impressive stuff.
It does feel. I mean, it's a Double Fine game, so it's gonna feel like this anyway. But it feels a little scrappy around the corners.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
a little rough in spots, but not.
Tell me how you feel about this.
I think it's great.
No, so in the game you get a bunch of different psychic powers that you can then assign to like the bumpers or the triggers.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there are 4
yeah.
buttons that you're assigning stuff to, but like eventually 8 or so
Right.
or more than that powers that you then have to open up submenu, select them, assign them to a button.
Did you ever play
And
Ratchet and Clank?
as you start getting more of those, I have actually.
You know how Ratchet and Clank has like that really handy wheel that you can just pop up on the
Mm.
fly
And
it's
page through. They
super
should
easy
have
to
adopted
swap out.
that.
They should just steal that.
Just
'cause,
do
yes,
that.
this is obnoxious.
Yeah,
That is
and that's
that is a pain point in the game
You can
that
see
I'm
that
not
coming.
so thrilled
Yeah.
with.
you can totally see that coming. Yeah, because I think I've already gotten to the point where they're saying like assign this to a button, and immediately I'm like, but I would rather that you tell me what button this works on, so that it's
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well, but
Um,
the problem is you get more
there's
abilities.
You
too
get
much,
more of those
right.
there are
things.
buttons.
Well, and one of those is like floating after a jump. And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I kind of want that on there all the time. Or there's
Yeah.
like the Psy Blast that like deals with enemies really nicely. I kind of want that all the time on right bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So at this point, really the only button that I'm swapping in and out is left trigger because
Yeah.
yeah. That's
but
the
yeah,
free
I agree with you,
space
Phil.
on
It's
the controller.
again kind of something that if you've played Double Fine games in the past,
Mhm.
you come to expect it.
Right.
There's a certain charm to their game design, I kind of because of it
Yeah.
in a way, but not necessarily always for the best.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
but in this case, it feels like there's been 20 years of user experience
God, it's been 20 years
stuff
since the last
Mhm.
game.
that have like advanced to the point where, okay, if we're doing this wheel of things, you need to assign button. Like there's a better way to
Yeah.
do
Right.
Yeah.
that function.
Yeah.
Even if it was scrolling left and right on the D-pad between them,
Well,
boy.
that might be okay too.
But
It
left and
reminds
right
me
ends up
of-
getting taken up later anyway by those
Oh, do they?
gadgets. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get gadgets that you cycle between.
But it's kind of like it reminds me of like I was just talking about Gran Turismo when I said about like the interface. I'm not kidding. Like the interface for sport and Gran Turismo games in general has always been just a jumbled
really?
mess. And as the games have gotten more complex and they've added more features, it's gotten worse and worse and worse.
Mhm.
And like, last season we had a couple of people who were not only new to our league but new to the game.
Oh, geez.
And it's become sort of a running joke where it's like, I've never seen a UI this terrible. You don't know where to find things and just nothing, nothing works the way you expect it to. And it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, I get that back in like 97 or 98 when the game came out and, we were still sort of learning, but now like I think we've talked about this on the show before, like UX specialist is a specific position at most big developers.
Yeah.
You have people whose only job it is to make the user experience flow and be enjoyable and intuitive. And boy, when you don't have one, is it ever noticeable?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep. But
That's really it for me for my what I've been playing though.
but it's
Okay.
I mean, it's still I'm still having a blast with Psychonauts.
I'm going to
Yeah.
jump in again on it tomorrow night because I'm streaming it on Monday nights now, which by the way,
Okay.
streaming from the Xbox Series X
Uh-huh.
needs to be way more intuitive than it is.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, like if you're,
I
if you're,
mean, that's been a problem since.
but it's like,
2015.
like with like the
Xbox One.
PlayStation
Mhm.
5, hit the share button and just go to stream,
Agreed.
and as long as you've linked the account, like you put in a title for the stream and you're done and you're off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Series X, it's like you got to launch the game first. I didn't realize this until after I'd screwed it up the first time. You have to launch the game first,
Okay.
then go out into the Twitch app,
Yeah.
set it all up in there, and then stream, and then go out of the Twitch app and back into the game.
Yeah.
And there's no option to put like the chat on
No.
the screen.
No.
Nothing. There, it's
Oh,
just
really?
Well,
very bare bones.
initially there was better Twitch integration, and then they took that out in favor of Mixer.
Oh, I
stuff.
remember, but they've
And
never
then Mixer,
fixed it.
they closed Mixer, so they took that out, and they haven't replaced it
No.
with
Oh, that's
anything.
not
And
good.
not only is streaming bad, but honestly, like taking videos and even screenshots to an extent, even though now it's tied to one button on the controller, which is a definite improvement, it's still not great.
Yeah.
Like, and taking video clips is definitely not great.
And Sony got
sharing
it so
them.
right on the
Yeah.
PlayStation 5. It's so easy on the PlayStation 5. to
So
do
easy,
all
and
that
that's
stuff.
one area where Microsoft just has not, like, it hasn't advanced in years. Like, it's just continually been bad. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll improve that.
I should. So you like with the PlayStation? Because I don't do streaming stuff at all. But
Yeah,
like
it's
if you have
very
the
easy.
PlayStation camera, you can do the little picture-in-picture type.
Yeah,
stuff and
you
everything?
can.
Really?
With the chat on the screen and everything. It's great.
Yeah, and like you said, it's very easy to set up.
No,
You know, I mean,
I
if
might-
you want to really mess around with settings, you can dig in and do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
But
can have it read the comments to you and everything.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
I'm
it's
almost
it's
tempted
great.
to. Like I can get on there and play some like Rogue Legacy or some Dead Cells or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Fun. Maybe I should do that sometime.
maybe.
Oh man, I could become like a.
You could
become
make
like
millions.
Ninja.
I could start doing like boxing matches and stuff. I can handle that.
Sure.
I'd watch that.
Right? Right?
Yeah,
I've been eating just marshmallows. from
Yeah.
Lucky Charms. For
you're more
Kinda-
sugar than
You
man
got
now.
that King Hippo bod down.
bulking up. Ouch.
Just make sure you cover the
Ouch.
belly button.
Yeah, you have to cover,
Well,
cover
yeah, I
the
got
Band-Aid on the
I
belly
got the big
button.
bandage. But that is hurtful because I always wear a belt, so I never have to worry
Well, see, that's why you'll do better than King Hippo.
about
There
the
you
pants
go.
dropping. My God.
Let it never be said that Phil makes the same mistake more than 3 times.
No, I learned.
Oh,
I learned. So, oh
Yeah.
man, I might do that though sometime. Not drop my pants, but
but stream.
And we thank you.
stream. I might.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll look.
Hey,
into
you know
that.
what? Don't turn the camera on, and then you don't need to worry about whether you're wearing pants while you stream.
That's a good
Well,
point.
Like I said, I've been conditioned after playing the
Uno?
VR
Oh.
on PlayStation. I've been conditioned to wear clothes while I play video games because
That's not a
You don't wanna
third
get it
move
caught in anything?
controller.
That's not something you want to see.
You don't want to get it caught in that unused treadmill, that unused treadmill / laundry rack.
Oh man,
All right,
Yeah.
Phil.
What?
Continuing on what you've been playing.
no,
you
let's keep going on with
psychonauts.
this.
Let's go keep talking about Phil's weight and his lack of exercise.
Yeah.
And his Lucky Charm
And
diet.
his Lucky Charm marshmallow bag. Oh, here we go.
We're making him stress eat.
I hate you guys.
Enough with the body shaming, people.
Look, the leprechaun's always nice to me.
That's what you made me do.
Oh god, now I got this crap. in my
Wash it
mouth.
down with some RC Cola. Look, your mouth is blue. Oh, it's so gross.
Wait, tomorrow about this time, that's going to be exiting.
Oh, oh my god.
Don't live stream that though.
Yeah, please.
You'll get kicked off Twitch.
That's for your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, maybe I'll start streaming Dead Cells on OnlyFans. Mm. Every time I die, I take off a piece of clothing.
Surprised
So-
that isn't a thing on Twitch.
God.
It will be
All right.
now.
This is these
That's disturbing.
it stains
there.
your teeth. My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
What else you got, Phil?
You know what else
Anything?
you know what else I've been playing this week is I've been clicking some cookies. I've been playing.
Oh, really?
I
Is that why your camera's been freezing up?
It might be. It's chugging away.
I think we've learned what
I'm
is actually happening here.
It's like
Your tech
mining
issues
for
are down to cookie
bitcoins, but
clicker.
I'm not actually gaining anything of actual worth. No, I know I don't have it on now. Any buffering problems I'm having at the moment is it's just me, I guess.
Yeah.
But Cookie Clicker came out on Steam.
Yeah.
Did you ever play
The classic game. Yes,
the
of course.
classic game that kickstarted a genre of
The idle game.
of just clicking on crap. The idle game, yeah. It came out on Steam, and I got a free press code for one. What do
Oh,
you think about that?
score.
Talk about me being an influencer. Yeah, they sent me a code for Cookie Clicker.
Now, let me ask you this, Phil.
Yeah.
When you ask for a code, because I assume you
Uh-huh.
asked for it
I
in
did.
this case.
Of course. Yeah, no,
How-
yeah. Well, I got an email
Yeah.
from their PR person, and it said,
Oh, okay. That this is coming out. Would you like
yeah,
a
that we have a
code?
game coming out.
Write us.
Drop a line if you would like to request a code.
Yes.
So this
Now,
is not
what was your?
unsolicited.
How did you form your email saying that you would like a code? Take me through your process.
Well, I just wrote up
Did you
I
say
opened up my
please?
email.
Did you
I
say
said,
please?
"Sup, douchebag."
Yeah,
Good so far.
it's pretty good.
I run a podcast.
Now wait, I see some factual errors in your pitch.
That has been going
Run a podcast.
for many years. We have millions of subscribers. We have our own Twitter account. We have a
True.
YouTube channel.
Have you heard of Joe Rogan? We were
Yep.
podcasting before he was.
That's right.
Yeah. And you should send me 50 codes for me and my boys, and we can give some away for listeners, for contests,
Yeah.
and smell you later.
You didn't say please give me 2 or 3 keys so I can resell some on the black market.
Resell?
No, I don't know.
People probably do that, don't they?
I'm sure they do.
I just said, hey, I'm on this podcast that's been around for a while.
Can I have a
And
code?
I was super hooked on that game when it first came out, when it was just like the website. So I would love to play the Steam version, chat about it on our show a bit.
Okay.
Please, thank you. Hearts and kisses.
So they sent you a code.
Drop me a line. I'll mail some to you.
I've got an unopened bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
I just pour a bunch of loose ones in the envelope and send it off. Oh, and the PR person was very nice and sent me a code.
That's excellent.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Cookie Clicker is so dumb, but boy, I get
It's so
hooked on it.
addictive, though.
But it really is,
Dude.
and it is just like, let's watch a number go higher.
That's the gameplay.
And that's it. That's all you do. You don't even have to actually play. I mean, you can see they call it Cookie Clicker, but it can just as well be Cookie Watcher. Or
the clicking is only for the first few minutes of gameplay, and then it's
Right.
all watching.
It's all automated. Yeah. Yeah. It's so dumb, but I can't stop watching it run, watching those numbers get bigger.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can get a prism now. I'm gonna buy a prism. You know, it's just that. Prisms make so many cookies at once. So I've been running the heck out of Cookie Clicker and having a blast.
How different is it from the first like the web version?
Well, this one's on Steam.
Obviously it's on Steam, but I mean, like, does it run the numbers even while the window's not or the game's not open, or do you have to have it open?
No, you do have to have it open.
You do have to have it open. Okay.
Now there is an item that you can like an upgrade item you can earn that once you turn the game off, it will generate
Continue
cookies for like, you know, for
6
the next
hours.
couple hours, you will get 50% of the cookies you would get normally, that kind of, and then like after that it drops down to 5% for the next hour. You just stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, and it's the same thing.
Same
It's just,
graphics,
I mean, yeah.
more or less.
I mean, graphics, there's a
Graphics.
picture of a cookie.
I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Little grandmas,
But now it's garage aided.
yeah.
No.
Now it's in VR and
It's got anti-aliasing and ray tracing. Yeah.
but no, it's just, I mean, it's cookie clicker. It's
And you're having fun with it.
It's silly and it's fun,
It's
and I'm
an
having fun with it.
addictive game where your watch numbers go up
Exactly.
and upgrade
It's
things. There's
purest,
no fail in cookie
right.
clicker. You
It's
cannot fail.
It's the purest form of video games. Just click a button.
Everybody
watch a number
gets a
go up.
trophy. The game.
Back in the day, if you like achievements, let me tell you, that game, and I'm not exaggerating this number, I believe has 500 and something achievements. It's
No way. Wow.
ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like back in high school. So a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Back when I was a co-sysop of my friend's BBS, which we've discussed that recently.
Never stops being funny.
I was over at my friend's house one night, and I think I was over there with like one of our other friends, and it was like, me, these other kids, the BBS guy's younger brother, and we were all just sitting around playing on the BBS, setting up. I don't even know what you did on a BBS. It's where you went to download a bootleg version of Doom back in the day.
Pretty much.
But we were goofing around because you could code little games for the BBS, and it was all like kind of text-based dungeon crawling type stuff. But we came up with an idea for a game that was called Press Enter. And the point of the game was you'd press enter, and it would keep track of how often, how many times you've pressed enter. And we wrote a convoluted backstory about what you were doing that required you to suddenly press enter a whole bunch of times. But we put the game up on the BBS as just a joke, and it ended up being very, very popular. And it kept track of the score, and like people would call into the BBS, and a lot of people were playing it and trying to get the highest score. And someone wrote a script to hit enter 1 million times so he could be at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay.
It's like, that's what people want. That's all people want out of video games, is they want to press a button and they want to see a number go higher.
I think you're exactly right.
That's what a video game is. So
don't even have to worry about this narrative stuff. Ludo narrative dissonance.
Exactly. It's all pointless. It's all ones and zeros. So why not just boom? Am I pressing a button? Yep, that's a 1. Am I not pressing a button? That's a 0. Better press the button again. Get your next 1.
I see.
I guess what I'm saying is that I invented idle clicking games.
That's what you're saying.
And where's my cookie clicker fortune?
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I've been playing.
All right.
Yeah. You invent any video game genres back in high school, CJ?
No.
Okay.
Although I did some like basic programming back in like junior high, and had a pseudo software company with this other kid who was in the computer club with me. Yeah.
Was it was the company name a mashup of both of your names?
No, it wasn't. We called it the Ultimate Company. It was called Tuck, the Ultimate Company. TUC.
Well, that part's pretty good.
TUC, the Ultimate Company. You know what? I could see some. They make indie games. But like with an edge. With
That's
a
right.
Attitude.
That's right.
They're
We're the Ultimate Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very
Uh,
irreverent. You know?
So I was trying to make a Max Headroom type game in
Yeah.
Basic where you could have a conversation with the Max Headroom type
Oh,
character.
so
Yeah.
you were trying to do like kind of like Dr. Spatzo, but with a
Yeah.
little animated head.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
That went nowhere.
so you invented Seaman.
I would say yes.
So
I
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
due some royalties
yeah,
from
there it
you,
is.
Saito. Get him on
There
the
it is.
blower and
Wait,
Get
what?
him on the blower.
on the horn,
On
on the blower.
blower?
Yeah, you never heard that expression?
I've heard that.
I've heard horn,
Yeah.
but I've never heard blower.
Well, same thing.
Don't worry, CJ. I've heard about it.
Old timey English, Phil.
Oh,
Old
okay.
timey.
Okay.
But anyway, that went nowhere, obviously. And now he does announcing for amateur wrestling events. He's a promoter for amateur wrestling.
Oh,
In
really?
Chicago. Yeah.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Coffee, Mr. Radar has figured something out here in our chat.
Oh no. The
Yeah.
illegal broadcast of Max Headroom.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
DJ
No, this was
was the
after
one.
that.
DJ was the one who pirated Chicago airwaves that fateful night.
I love that. Yeah, story. But
Yeah.
no, it was not me.
If you
Sorry
don't
to
know what
burst
we're talking about, look up Chicago Max Headroom incident.
pirate radio
Pirate.
or
Yeah.
pirate broadcast.
Yeah.
Probably just Chicago Max Headroom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
probably.
That'll
Get you
probably get it.
Probably
That'll
Chicago
get it.
Max. If we're really
So I've been
turning it
playing
down.
more Ghost of Tsushima and Iki Island, having a lot of fun with that. The game's beautiful. It's just a great game. I know you guys haven't started it. You should play that on your PS5 because it's
you know
really
what, I
good.
should pick it up.
It's really good.
Because I did say that I was not gonna play it on PS4. I was gonna hold off
Yeah,
for PS5 port.
it's really good.
Port? Is that the right word for it? Port?
Translation, port,
Port.
upcharge. Just call it upcharge.
But that's out now. I should pick that up. I should
It
actually pick
is.
it up and give it a play. Maybe after I finish
And it's a
Seven
lot of
Wonders.
fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Has great graphics, good cutscenes, decent story. Yeah, it's a fun open world game. If you liked the Infamous games and so kind of that style of open world, it's similar
Okay.
to that. But
Okay.
so I'm having a lot of fun with that. I think while we were recording the show last week,
Yeah.
my daughter was playing Ghost of Tsushima,
Right. Oh, yeah, we know.
and the game itself has a NPC that you can talk to that puts you into the multiplayer game, which is called Ghost of Tsushima Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a separate game, basically, but it's a much more supernatural theme, and it's kind of scary in its presentation. A lot scarier than
What are you
Ghost of
fighting,
Tsushima is.
like spirits or ghosts or something?
Spirits, yeah, exactly. And the narrator, the NPC, comes on the screen and he has like dried blood like dripping from his eyes and
geez.
no
Fantastic.
eyeballs. And then the
Man.
screen's all red and black, and there's a whole lot of stuff like that.
Right.
Anyway, cut to during the podcast last week, my daughter accidentally started in this mode because it's an NPC in the game that you talk to, and it asks
Yeah.
you if you want to do this thing, and she said yes.
Oh.
So it dropped her into the Legends multiplayer mode that starts up with all this like very dark, demonic sort of imagery. And she got very scared and ran
Understandable.
understandably and like
I'm just
ran to
trying
my
to play
mom.
this game where I go around murdering people. I didn't know there was going to be spooky ghosts.
She like ran into our bedroom and
Oh,
was
no.
crying.
Oh my goodness.
She saw this
Oh.
scary thing.
Yeah.
I had to tell her like, oh, Legends, it's like it's
You had
a
to tell her,
separate mode.
grow up.
Just don't go into Legends mode and you'll be fine.
Right.
And I had to
Ugh.
tell her it's only a video game. None of it's
Right.
real. Like that narrator, it's just a person in an ADR booth recording the voice and some.
Does she understand what ADR is?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course she
needs to
does.
be explained that there's no such thing as ghosts, but no, she's totally, yeah. Oh, ADR, of course.
Now you're speaking my language.
I know all about
Mhm.
media production,
That's
as
right.
most 9-year-olds do.
So anyway,
Yeah.
and then I of course also really wanted to play that Legends mode. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. So like yesterday
Your
morning
your
while she
your
was still
poor daughter's
sleeping,
lying on her bed crying, and you're just hovering over. No, wait, which guy did you talk to? Was it
the one with no eyes. No.
where's he at? Is he like around the corner from the shop? Where is he?
Stop crying and help me.
So yesterday morning while she was still sleeping, I
Yeah.
played through the beginning of the Legends mode,
Oh,
which
okay.
basically got that NPC off the screen. Like we're done with that cutscene
Oh,
now.
okay.
And then I played some Ghost of Tsushima Legends last night with friends of the show, Captain Logan
Mhm.
and Mr. Badbit, who's Joe Moran, who was host of the Trophy Room. We had him on as a guest like 2 weeks ago.
I
So
remember that.
we played some Ghost of Tsushima Legends in this mode that's basically a horde mode.
Mhm.
We got match made with a fourth player in our group, and then you basically like use the mechanics from Ghost of Tsushima. They divide it into 4 character classes, so not every character in Legends has every
Mm.
ability that Jin has in the standard game. Um, and you play this horde mode where the these sort of spirit warriors are taking over the various parts of the whatever level you're on. Played the beach level, and so we had to go from like these boats over to the cliffside, and there was like a beach area that we had to keep control of, and they send waves of enemies at you, and you can um, charge your attacks, and they're in between waves you can buy special abilities and things as well. So
Mm.
there's like a lot of really fun strategy and teamwork at play in that, and I had a lot of fun playing this Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode, which is
Mm.
all multiplayer. It's not only this horde mode, there's also co-op story bits, and there's also a rivals mode, which is new, where you compete against another team of players to get as many kills as possible.
Hmm.
Um, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like this mode has been re-released now as like a separate game on PlayStation 4 and 5, so you can buy it separately if you've not
Hmm.
bought the full game.
Oh,
Then
really?
it gives you like it's $20 for the Legends mode. Then it gives you a $20 discount off buying the rest of Ghost of Tsushima if you have it.
Oh, cool.
And
cute.
it's really cool. I really quite enjoying it. You can upgrade your gear and abilities and things as you go, and it scales pretty well. Like Joe had played a lot more of this than either Captain Logan or I had,
Yeah.
but it was still challenging for him, even though he had a lot of upgraded gear.
Hmm.
So it was a lot of fun. We had a blast, and then afterwards, my daughter was
Mhm.
watching us play this, and she had fun watching that. And then she gave me a certificate, which I posted on Twitter. She drew a certificate that I've got the crown stance in Ghost of Tsushima. It was a little, very cute little thing she presented to me at the end
Oh,
of the night. It was the cutest thing.
That's awesome.
And
Sony should
she's
just they should retire the trophy system
do
and
certificates instead.
just have kids draw certificates for people.
I was so pleased that it's like
It was
so
very cute.
she drew this thing up.
Yeah.
It was funny. And I get one hit kills with the crown stance, apparently, as she pointed out in the certificate. One hit kills. Excellent. But
You need to frame that and you need to hang that up like in your game room.
I think I might. I
You
think I might
should.
actually.
I'm
It
not
was
joking
very
about
cute.
that. Because it's super cute.
Yeah. But so I had a lot of fun playing that. And then I played with my daughter a game called Totally Reliable Delivery Service. This is on Game Pass.
Now this is based on if you go to like Walmart by the registers, they have like bins full of dollar DVDs and they're all like fake, like Cinderella and Snow White, like all those kind of bootleg Disney movies. And this is the Kiki's Delivery Service knockoff, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, this is a I would
Greg
call it
knows
like
that
a
was a long way.
combination. a combination of Roblox
Yeah.
and Gang Beasts and trying to think of like maybe like just an open world game. But the idea is it's this open world, and the crux of the game is you have to deliver these packages. But it's one of those games that doesn't look great and doesn't control great, but that's the point of the game.
Oh, okay.
Like you control, like sort of like Octodad, you
Right.
control separate limbs with different buttons, and you get points for delivering the packages undamaged. And you like put them in these vehicles and start driving, but the physics are such that the package can pretty well fall out of there at any moment. It's not secure at all, but it's sort of this both play any players are having trouble controlling the game at any point in the experience, but you're having fun because of the sort of chaos that ensues because of it,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Okay.
So like one of the things is there you go up to the little delivery kiosk in the environment, you press the button, and if it's near like a helipad, a helicopter will show up, and then like a red barrel, which in video games you know what a red barrel does. So you put the red barrel on the helicopter, and you climb in, and like Octodad or whatever, you have to use the triggers to grab the controls for the helicopter,
Okay.
and then use the analog stick to like take off, and sort of you do the pitch and yaw with the right stick.
My kids would love
And
this.
you if you accidentally like do anything to drop the red canister, you blow up, you like explode, and everybody goes flying, and it's kind of a really fun time. It's sort of it like I said, it's sort of that chaotic open world type thing. My daughter loves that type of game, like these open worlds where you can just do anything. And even in
Right.
Roblox, when we play Roblox together, she just wants me to like follow her around the open world and do common things like come to my house, and then we'll go to the fishing pond, and then we'll go to the school, and oh, it's school's over now, so we're going home, like these sort of things.
Yeah.
And Totally Reliable Delivery Service has this like open world of various biomes, and they give you all these vehicles and this sort of like, yeah, you can deliver packages if you want sort of thing, and then like just let you go crazy. There's no time limit really at all. There's like light competition things, but it's very, very light. So I had a lot of fun with it. It's up to 4 players, I think, and you can also play it online with a bunch more. And pretty
I have to
interesting
check
little
that out.
game.
It doesn't sound like something I would enjoy,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
but
exactly
it does
right.
sound like something my kids would play.
This is
Yeah.
exactly it. Like this is why I'm talking about it, is I think people with kids, younger kids who might
Yeah.
like this sort of, I'm going to run around an open world and die. There's no cost to me dying or like
Yeah.
exploding a
Right.
package at all. There's no, what am I trying to say?
We don't know.
There's no detriment to you, like not
penalty?
making, there's no penalty. Yeah, exactly.
No risk, all reward.
All reward.
Mhm.
The reward is the chaos that
Nation of
ensues.
soft children. That's what it is. No consequences.
Well, Phil just talked about how he loves seeing a game where you never lose and numbers just keep going up. So, yeah. This is kind of like that, but for kids.
Oh, those sweet numbers.
Anyway, that's all I've been playing.
Man. Quintillion, that's a big number.
So I guess that means
true.
it's time for tweets. All right, then. All right, Steven Tyler. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Lero, who says, have you ever sold, given away, or otherwise gotten rid of a console or game only to crawl back and buy it again a short time later?
Let me tell you about the time that I sold or gave away consoles
Oof.
that I wanted back. So when I was a youngster, I had amassed a pretty decent library for my Genesis
Sure.
and the Sega CD add-on and the 32X add-on. And I had a Super Nintendo. It's a pretty good library. Games that I liked a lot.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, did I want to play Wing Commander 3. And I couldn't afford to buy a computer that would play Wing Commander 3. But the 3DO had Wing Commander 3 on the way. And even though that was also very expensive, I could go to a local game shop and trade in my old video games and consoles for a 3DO. And so that's what I did. I traded in my Genesis, Sega CD, 32X, Super Nintendo,
Ouch.
an extensive library of games.
Ouch.
So like the Sega CD library that I have now is completely rebuilt.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a 3DO. And you know what? I'm going to say, not as a primary console, not a good idea, but I really did enjoy my 3DO.
Sure.
There was some good stuff on there. There was a lot of not so good stuff on there,
at
but
the
there was some good
time,
stuff
though,
on there.
yeah, it felt like cutting edge.
Yeah. So, you know, again, not as a primary console. Thank God I had friends who still had, you know, Genesis and Super Nintendo. And but yeah. So that's what I did. And then I ended up picking up those consoles here and there in the ensuing years. And I'll tell you, the best thing that ever happened to me as far as rebuilding my game library on those consoles was moving to Chicago, and discovering Funcoland, because that we did not have Funcoland here. And there was one between my apartment and the office.
What you're talking about now, you once were a sucker. Now you're benefiting on others being suckers.
Yeah. But no, so a lot of my library was rebuilt, and also, you know, game rental places that would sell their old stock around here. Like, you know, I love to show my my KO Flying Squadron, which was a rental copy at Microplay here that they sold when the Sega CD was no longer viable for them for $7.
Yeah.
You know, now that's a $700 or $800 game if you want it.
I have my little Samson that I probably paid $5 for.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like, I have, like, you know, all the Mega Mans, and I don't think I paid more than $20 for one of those cartridges.
Right.
You know, and I would never do that now. But boy, Funcoland was just the greatest thing in the world right in the early 2000s, because none of those cartridges were really worth all that much. There were a few, but anyway. So yeah, that was my big thing. Speaking of which, I want to say, further to that whole WADA thing that's been going on, and, you know, people manipulating prices of used games. There's been something going around recently where somebody reached out to a person who was selling a copy of some game, telling them that they would really appreciate it. They and other owners of that game would really appreciate it if they would up their price on eBay so that they can raise the value of those games.
That's ridiculous.
Just gross. I think video game collecting, honestly, is officially dead, at least for me. Because boy, that's gross. But anyway, yeah, that's to answer the original question. Yes, I sold my entire library and my entire collection to buy a 3DO at one point.
That hurts.
Yeah, that does. You know, I my parents were big into antiques, and not only that, but like big into like stuff that they had gotten rid of as kids and buying it back. So growing up, I always thought, I'm not going to sell the NES or the Genesis, even though I did at one point sell my Sega Master System plus the Super Scope, or not the Super Scope, the 3D glasses and the light gun. I did sell that at a garage sale for like $15 or so. I had so many games for that too. But that was the only one that I have, and I have not bought that stuff back. I do regret selling that stuff, but like growing up with the NES and the Genesis, I kept all of those things. So I have all of those games that I played way back when, luckily.
Yeah, when I had my brief flirtation with pirating, which I think I've talked about before on here.
Yeah.
Back in the 16-bit days, one of my friend's older brothers knew a guy who had a hookup to get those cartridge copiers.
Yeah.
Game Doctor.
The Game Doctor. Yeah.
Mine was the MGH, the Multi Game Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That was my
Such great names.
I know, right? So yeah, he was able to get these Multi Game Hunters, and for those who don't know, they're just boxes that have a 3.5 floppy drive built into them, and they came with adapters, and you could plug them into a Super Nintendo or a Genesis,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would plug your cartridge into the Multi Game Hunter, and then you'd pop in a floppy disk, and you could just dump your cartridge to the disk, and then you could just play the game off your floppy disk.
It's the first time I ever played Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo was on one of those things.
Oh, is that right?
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, me and my friends were super excited by this idea. We were in high school, and that was just like free games. We just rent games, and boom, they're ours. So yeah, we all bought one. We had this group of maybe 3 or 4 of us that threw in, and yeah, his brother talked to the guy who talked to the guy who was able to get him, and a couple weeks later we had our cartridge copiers, and of course we spent that evening just in one person's room, just dumping all
everything.
of our games.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I guess we can just sell our cartridges. So yeah, I took a bunch of SNES games and a bunch of Genesis games and trade them in at Funko Land, and after like a year of being very excited about the cartridge copier, but also realizing that very, very quickly I was just collecting discs with games on them and not actually playing all the games.
Which I personally believe a lot of people who are into video game piracy and ROMs, I mean, you don't play all of those.
Exactly.
When it was running rampant on like the PlayStation and the Dreamcast, I knew so many people who had massive libraries of copied games. They never played any of them.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then there's the whole argument from the ESA that piracy has stolen X number of dollars from the video game industry, which I don't believe is entirely true, because people pirating those games wouldn't have bought them anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, after like a few months or a year or so, I kind of just realized, I probably shouldn't have sold the original copies of these, because this is like, I mean, even I could tell at that point, for as excited as I was about the cartridge copier, I knew it was like, this thing is not going to last forever. This is held together by spit and kite string. So yeah, it very quickly turned into like, well, I guess I gotta go buy another copy of Link to the Past. That was real dumb. But yeah, so I ended up rebuying probably just about everything that I had traded in.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Oh yeah. But
well, hey, that cartridge copier was good for one thing.
What's that?
Editing the script for Vegas Stakes.
That is
God.
That is true. That is true.
Because it was in plain text, and you could
you could just
go in and edit it.
Just open up the ROM in a text, like a hex editor, and just there's the script, and you could just go in, and if you wanted just to throw in a bunch of random curse words or high school level sex jokes.
Exactly. There you go.
Which is, I mean, it's about
everybody's going to do that.
About the level of sex joke we have on this show.
Exactly.
But we never evolved.
Yeah, and then you play that. So yeah, I don't know if that 3.5 floppy of me and my friends adult version of Vegas Stakes is still around. But
right.
Probably for the best if it's not.
All right, let's maybe finish up with this one from Hacker Alias I finally watched, who said, recently found my Sega Saturn light gun, have my CRT ready to go, but can't find the games. What are the best light gun games for Saturn? I mean, obviously, Virtual Cop, House of the Dead.
Well, you got your Virtual Cop 2.
Virtual Cop 2.
Yeah.
House of the Dead for Saturn is not pretty looking.
No, it's very ugly, but it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
It plays fantastic, but it does
Yes.
not look pretty.
Yeah, but and like even when it was first released, it was not
Yeah.
a good.
No, it looked bad for a Saturn game.
Yeah, the Virtual Cop games looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are there beyond the two?
You know
Virtual
what?
Cops
I'm
and-
racking my brain trying to think of
and House
anything
of
else.
the Dead. I mean, those are the ones. Those are the ones you want.
Yeah.
Then on the PlayStation side, if you get yourself a PlayStation light gun,
the Point Blank,
Time Crisis, Point Blank.
There are 3 Point Blank games on PS1. I don't know if any more came out in Japan or anything, but over here we got the 3. But man, I love the Point Blank games.
Apparently, there were a fair amount of games that did use the light gun. Oh, you know what? Scud the Disposable Assassin
that's
used the light
right.
gun.
That's
What?
right.
Yeah,
Really?
it was. So that's an action platformer, but you could
Yeah.
use the light gun.
Because it went. Yeah, because there was there'd be like a level where it was like a side scroller, like side
Mm-hmm.
scrolling kind of shooter type thing, and then there would be like a light gun segment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And I think, yeah,
That's
I'm
not-
sort of
but
looking at this, and it
that's
looks
not a
like there
good
are
game,
actually a
though.
fair amount of games that use the light gun. I don't know that
Yeah.
they were the only input that they used, but
yeah.
like
Scud was
Die
not
Hard
good, though.
Trilogy and
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Police Knots, Loaded, Shell Shock, Amok apparently used the light gun. Darius
Really?
Gaiden used the light gun.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I got to look all this stuff up.
Yeah. Man, that Scud game was such a disappointment because
Oh man, I wanted to like that so badly.
I love
such a great. So yeah, so Scud the Disposable Assassin was based on a comic book that I never
Yeah.
read, but I love the setup for it, which
Yeah.
is that it takes place in a world where if you wanted to have someone killed, you could get an assassin. You could buy. It was like almost like a
machine.
vending machine,
Yeah.
where you could buy an assassin and have that person killed. And when that person was killed, the assassin would self-destruct.
Yeah.
He was a disposable assassin.
Exactly.
So this story is about Scud, who is one of these assassins who takes out his target but doesn't kill him,
Yeah.
and then needs to raise money to keep him on life support so that he doesn't die.
Yeah, because he's before he gets to his target, he sees like there's a big warning on his back that's like,
Yeah.
Warning, this will explode when mission is complete. And yeah, he freaks out
Right.
and doesn't want to die.
So
Yeah.
it's such a cool premise. And
Yeah.
it's just a side-scrolling, like I said, shooter platformer. And boy, is it not good.
It's not.
And it's
Remember
so
when they came to the
desperately
office?
close to being good.
Phil?
because of course I do. The comic, because I'm a big fan of the comic. I loved that comic back
Back in the day.
in the day. And it's the comic, it was written and drawn by Rob Schraub, who he does a lot of like TV work these days. He works a lot with Dan Harmon.
Mm-hmm.
He directed some episodes of Community.
Oh, right
and,
on.
yeah, he was doing a lot of TV stuff. But yeah, Sega came into EGM back in the day, and Rob Schraub was with them.
Yep.
And yeah, they were showing off the game, and he was talking about the comics and stuff like that. And somewhere around here, I have a 3.5 floppy disk with a label on it that Rob Schraub, he drew a little Scud head on it and signed his
Cool.
name. So yeah,
That's
somewhere
awesome.
somewhere I have a Scud disc.
There you go.
But the main thing I remember from that game too is that there was a comedy sketch on one of the CD tracks
Oh yeah.
by, what was the name of the group?
Dead Alewives.
That's what it was. Dead Alewives. Yeah.
Which was Rob Schraub's like improv comedy troupe.
Yeah. And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But
The Dungeons and
that's
Dragons
honestly
sketch.
that was the main reason to have the disc after a while. It just I wanted to like that game
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
And it
It was the
just didn't
Dungeons and
happen.
Dragons bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't it?
No, it's not. It's an answering machine.
Mm.
It's somebody's answering machine, and it just there's a bunch of like I think there's a debt collector who's trying to get hold of this person, and then their girlfriend who is breaking up with them and then tries to get back together with them, and then the whole thing culminates in all of these people coming to his house at the same time because he's not answering any of these calls, and it just I think it ends with everybody dying or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I remember because I was managing a game rental store at the time, and so I had taken it home to play it one night, and I remember discovering it on the disc, and me and the other guy that worked there just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But it was like otherwise the game was terrible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yes, that Dead Alewives are a lot of people have probably seen the 8-bit reenactment of the Dungeons and Dragons sketch that they did. It's pretty famous. The whole I'm shooting the darkness or something, attacking the darkness, something like that. So that's them.
Oh, man.
I'll have to link to that in the show notes.
Yes.
I think that's a good place to end the episode.
Dan Harmon was in the Dead Alewives too, actually.
Aha.
Yeah. So
Cool.
there you go.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us and would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. You'll find our contact information. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Very close to finishing the current one. I have about 5 minutes of video left to finalize the edit on, and we're good to go.
Nice. And you will also find show notes and links to all of the things that we talked about during the show. You will find a link to our Discord server as well. There you can talk video games. You can discuss this episode, really anything at all that you want with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio and Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtube.com/P1 Podcast. You can also check us out live most weeks on the YouTubes, on the Twitch.televisions, on the Facebooks, the Twitters. Follow our Twitter account, which is @P1 Podcast, to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is every Sunday at 5:30 specific time. And if you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast, through a few shekels our way. CJ needs to get the fanciest of fancy frames for his new Ghost of Tsushima award.
That's right.
So he's got to get that up. I'm serious, because that is adorable. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I'll have to frame that.
Yes. But you know what? Your Patreon dollars do, of course, help support our show. Keep it running. Keep it live streaming here every week. And if you are a Patreon friend of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you also gain access to a weekly bonus episode we recorded right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. So please join us for that. CJ, do we have a game this week?
We do indeed, my friends. We have a Jeopardy game from Greg's friend, Jim's friend, Mike. Yeah, has made us
that did not roll off the tongue.
Did that not?
When I say it.
No.
Damn it. He has made us a quiz.
Oh, wow.
So we will play that.
Yeah.
It's video game music and soundtrack stuff. So
I'm going to be terrible at this then.
I hope we don't need to know the name of composers, because that ain't happening.
No.
Well, we'll just have to see.
If it's like hum
that tune. I was going to say the exact
same. You know.
Yeah.
Is it that one? Yeah.
There you go.
It's all spelled out phonetically.
No, it's
Join
links to
us.
videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be. Oh,
gonna have to
congratulations.
See if it even works. First
win.
of all, but yeah,
everyone who's not me. But yeah, so join us for that. If you want a taste of what our after shows are like every Thursday, remember CJ puts one of the old ones from a couple years back up on our regular podcast stream, so you can listen to some of the old shows. And yeah, if you like it, head over to the Patreon there. Tell you what, though, if you have a couple bucks left over, you can head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $5 per episode variety,
Also cheap.
you get access to the weekly vlog I've named The Weekly Commute. Phil, this week I actually did record it while I was driving.
Very, very ill-advised. That is dangerous. I hope you were wearing your seatbelt at least.
I always wear my seatbelt.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's the law.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a law in the books that says don't record your friggin' podcast nonsense.
You know what I find so strange is that
But-
maybe it was the same for you guys, but when I was a kid, we didn't have a seatbelt law.
No.
Right.
And I vividly remember going everywhere and never putting a seatbelt on. And now, boy, if I get in my car and it starts to move and I'm not wearing a seatbelt, I feel naked.
Oh yeah.
Same here.
Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was back when I was a kid, back in my day, the best place to ride was the very back of a station wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even in a seat, but just
rattling around back there.
rattling around in the back. All
Yep.
That's right.
That back door flips up. Goodbye,
Gone.
kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or in the bed of the
exactly.
pickup truck. That was
Or
a thing
the bed
too.
of the pickup truck. Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, yes, you get access to the weekly commute, which is just a weekly vlog where I talk about the development of the current episode, stories of that sort of thing, as well as talk about other videos I'm working on, games I'm streaming, what I really feel about my fellow Player One podcast hosts.
Wait, what?
Hint, it ain't pretty.
No.
But yeah, all that fun stuff. And
sloppy.
again, it's only $5 per episode, and there's only a new episode every couple of months or so. So I mean, you ain't gonna break the bank. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
There we go. I guess that's it. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory,
Yo,
thank you as well.
thank you, Philip.
Of course. Happy to be of service. And of course, a big old jolly thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listener, every single one of you. We care about you so, so much. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of your family, your loved ones, your friends. Wear your masks, get your shots. We're trying here, folks. We hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.